Check 1. Check 2. Oh, sorry, this is a better part, I suppose. Check 1. Check 2. Or I oppose. I'm not sure. Audio's clear. Perfect. Okay. So, the thing that is making this a tad bit finicky is that I'm also running this in the tubes. And hopefully I can leave apparently I could leave a pinned message as well in the tubes. Okay. One second. Thank you for that one, Rain. Let me go ahead and adjust that background music for a bit. Yeah. Hopefully this is my volume is louder. So okay. There we go. Yeah, let's open this joint with this. Good evening, everyone. There's no eclipse. Well, there is a Mercury retrograde chaos. But tonight there will be no celestial drama. This is a simple Tarot Tuesday. Just an energy check. Big decisions, old mistakes, love that needs clarity, career paths that feels uncertain, family choices that feels heavy. See if something has been sitting on your chest quietly. Tonight's spread may speak to it. Let's read the room, shall we? Wait, did I say Tuesday? Sorry, I said Tarot Thursday. Sorry. Okay, so we're both live in Twitch and in YouTube at the same time. Hopefully, that will be beneficial for everybody. Now, let's begin this, shall we? This first read is for the ones standing before a big decision. You've delayed long enough. You've weighed your options, and You've replayed the outcomes. At some point, clarity stops coming from thinking. It starts coming from choosing. Now, if you feel the pressure of a decision that won't wait forever, this may be for you. Is all in the right order. Orientation, Alex. No? Okay. Is it the first one that's wrong? Okay. Second one. Okay. Weirdly enough, it showed the same card. How about the last one? Is it correct? Okay. Thank you, Alex. Now, the cards, as they revealed, are this. Five of Cups. Reverse. Four of Wands. Reverse. Last but not the least, King of Cups. Wow, wow. First full reversal of the night. Kind of heavy if you ask me, but Alex is notorious for opening quite boldly if one's asked. So, as I feel the message of the cards, it runs in a simple matter. It's emotionally loaded, but not dramatic if you ask me. As I've said, you've delayed it long enough. You've waited the option. You've replayed the outcome again and again. And at some point, clarity can only come now from choosing or moving. The Five of Cups reverse. See, you are ready to move forward from something that disappointed you. See that this decision is not neutral. It's rooted in something that hurt. Reverse, this card says you've processed enough. You've grieved enough. And you've replayed it enough. Now the question now isn't why did this happen? It's what do I do next? Of course, that is shown, this decision, by the Four of Wands reverse. This decision may disrupt stability, home life, family expectation, community comfort. Something that once felt secure may no longer feel aligned. Now, reversed Four of Wands asks, are you staying because it's stable or because it's familiar? See, this tension becomes suffocating. This tension becomes the hindrance between you and comfort and growth. And that is clearly shown by the King of Cups next. Reversed, of course. See, emotional at this point is an understatement. Emotion that you have right now is clouding you of clarity. You may be suppressing how you truly feel because you want to appear composed. A facade, if you ask. Or you're overthinking the emotional impact on others. Now, the King of Cups reverse warns against emotional avoidance. You've dodged long enough. You can't make clear decisions while pretending you are unaffected. Stop being nonchalant. Wake up. Feel it fully. Time to choose. The message here in this humble spread is that you are not confused. You are emotionally entangled. And the clarity you're waiting for will not arrive like lightning. It will only come when you decide that discomfort is better than stagnation. See if this decision feels heavy because it affects your stability, because it touches old disappointments, because it requires emotional honesty. Then yes, this may be for you. At some point, you stop thinking and you choose. Thank you, Alex. Now, the next one. The ones who keep revisiting old mistake. See, you've already learned the lesson, my dear friend, but you're still carrying the shame. Growth does not require self-punishment. If something from your past keeps resurfacing in your mind, then this may be for you. Hmm. There we go. Is everything in the right order? No. Okay. First one. Yes. So how about the second one, Alex? No, it's correct already. But the last? Yes. Okay. Everything in the right order. Okay. Now, thank you, Alex, for that one. First one. Eight of Swords. Upright. The next, Strength. Reverse. Ooh, okay. The last one. Four of Swords. Reverse. Strangely familiar. Feel like we've had this before. Now, this one is internal, quiet, and mental. This isn't about what you did. Feel like it's about how long you've been holding it against yourself. Let's try to unpack that. Hmm. It states that you've learned your lesson. You've learned the lesson already, but you're carrying the shame. See, the Eight of Swords is a mental imprisonment. This right here is a mental imprisonment that no one else is replaying it the way you are. No one else is holding the file open the way you are. Now, this card says that you are stuck on a thought of loop. The mistake is no longer happening, but your mind keeps reliving it again and again and again. And the cage is mostly made of your own narration, of the what ifs and the what could have beens. Now, strength in reverse is telling us that you are being hard on yourself at this point. This isn't weakness, it's self criticism. You may believe that forgiving yourself too quickly means you're irresponsible. But the real strength isn't punishment, it's compassion with accountability. You've already taken, or you already took the responsibility. You don't need to keep bleeding for it. Now, the Four of Swords reverse is an indicator that you yourself haven't rested from any of it. You even haven't allowed mental recovery. Reverse, this card says you're awake at night with it, still thinking, still processing. Newsflash, whomever requires to hear this. Healing requires rest. And you can't move forward if you never give your mind permission to stop fighting yesterday. The message here is simple. Yes, growth does not require self-punishment. You are not wiser because you suffer longer. You are wiser because you integrated the lesson and moved on. Now, if something from your past keeps resurfacing, if the mistake is smaller now but the shame is still loud, then yes, this read may be for you. It's time for you to release the replay. You've learned enough. That hurts, Alex. That's painful, but I get it. Thank you, Alex. Now, let's open up the third read, shall we? See, this one is for the ones questioning love. Not whether love exists, but whether this love, this person, this connection, this dynamic is aligned with who you are becoming. Love should feel safe, enough to grow inside. Now, if your heart is asking quiet but persistent questions, then this may be for you. Is all the cards in the proper order, Alex? Thank you, Alex. The cards are Six of Swords, upright. Ace of Swords, reverse. And the last is the Emperor, upright. Oh. This sounds powerful. Kinda sends a chill to my spine if you ask me. This is not about any kind of drama that comes. This is about maturity. This is love meeting clarity. Let's unpack this very slowly, shall we? Not whether love exists, but whether this love, the person, the connection, or the dynamic, whether it aligned with who you want to become or who you are becoming already. Six of Swords. You are emotionally transitioning. Now, this card right here speaks of moving from turbulence towards calmer water. See? Turbulence to calmer water. You may already feel that something has shifted internally. But you're not running away. No, no, no. You're evolving. And sometimes when you evolve, the relationship either evolves with you or it doesn't. See, this card doesn't demand separation. It demands honesty about where you are headed. The Ace of Swords reverse. Maybe not even this one. The truth hasn't been spoken clearly, and maybe it's not even to yourself, but reverse, the Ace of Swords says that confusion comes from avoiding direct conversation. So, are you unsure? Or are you hesitant to admit what you already know? See, clarity doesn't always feels sharp and clean. Sometimes it feels uncomfortable and inconvenient. Now, the Emperor shows stability, structure, and a long-term vision. The question here is not, do I feel something? No. The question now is, does this relationship support the life that I am building? The Emperor represents that foundation. Now, love that is aligned should feel stable, not chaotic. Grounded, not constantly uncertain. Now, this card asks you to examine, is this connection aligned with your future or just your comfort? Current comfort. The message of this three is, love should feel safe enough to grow inside. Now, if you're moving forward and the relationship feels stuck, something needs addressing. You don't need to be impulsive with the decisions, but you do need honest evaluation. Now, if your heart has been asking quiet but persistent questions, if you feel yourself changing and wondering whether this love is growing with you, then yes, this may be for you. Clarity in love is not betrayal, it's self respect. Thank you, Alex. See, right here, we're gonna go ahead and pause briefly. If this topic resonates, share the stream, follow the channel, and settle in. See, after the break, we'll continue with the polls of this one. Yes, 1 second. So, again, if some of the message have already resonated with you and you felt it felt a bit too specific, I do offer private tarot reads for clarity in love, career, and life decisions. You don't have to navigate the crossroads alone. Message me directly if you'd like something more personal. To answer the lying question in the chat, yes, I do yes or no reads, and we call them short reads. But for now, we shall take a brief break for a bit of breathing room. I'll be right back with or after the short messages. Hello. Oh dear lord. That is embarrassing. Yeah, I was. But silly old me was not um checking my microphone after I came back. So this next spread, yeah, the struggles in Mercury retrograde. So this next spread is for the ones trying to balance the dream with responsibility. See, every one of us has ambition, but at the same time, we also have bills. We also have expectations, family, reality. Now, dreams don't disappear because life has to be practical. No. Now, if you're trying to build something bigger without collapsing what already sustains you, this may be for you. First card, Queen of Pentacles. Next card, ooh, Six of Swords. The last card, oh, Two of Cups. This is a bold read, if I would say so myself. It's a grounded spread, if you ask me. Not reckless ambition, but mature building. Let's unpack this. As I've said, everybody has ambition, including you. Is my camera still okay? Okay. Sorry about that. Including you. But at the same time, you're not alone with the bills. Everybody has it. We move in the capitalistic world. Nope, we're not going there. But you know what I mean. Everybody has bills, expectation, and family, even reality that strain that path to that dream. And that tension right there is real. The Queen of Pentacles. See, this card right here is the card of responsibility, held with grace. You're not careless, you're not naive about what it takes to survive. You know what it takes to survive. The Queen of Pentacles knows how to maintain stability, home, finances, and daily structure. This card right here, you already understand the responsibility deeply. Your dream is not competing with your practicality. It is asking to be integrated into it. See the Six of Swords right here. There is a movement happening. It's not explosive, not dramatic. It's a gradual transition, creeping, if you put it nicely. You are slowly steering your life towards something calmer, something more aligned. Now, this card says you don't have to abandon everything to pursue your dreams. You can transition strategically. You can move without collapsing what already works. Two of Cups. This right here. This right here is alignment, partnership, harmony between two forces. This is not just romantic, people. This is internal balance. Your dream, your responsibility do not have to be enemies. They can coexist if you approach them with intention. This card also hints support may be available and you don't have to build alone. Yes, it is. It's very comforting. Dreams don't disappear because life is practical. No, you are capable of sustaining what feeds you while building what fulfills you. The key balance is you choosing yourself. The key itself is balance, not sacrifice. Now, if you are trying to grow without burning down what sustains you, if you are walking a careful line between ambition and stability, then yes, this may be for you. You don't have to choose chaos to choose growth. You can build wisely. Thank you for that one, Alex. Now, let's go to the fifth one, shall we? This one might be for many. This one is for the ones facing study, career, or path confusion. You thought you'd be further by now, or clearer, or more certain. See, uncertainty is not incompetence. No, it's transition. If you are in between paths, degrees, roles, or identity, then my dear friend, this may be for you. Is everything in the right order, Alex? Oh, okay. The first one? Oh. How about the second one? Yes. Okay. It's the last one. Correct. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Alex. Now, let's see what the card wants to show. First card. Queen of Wands. Second card. Three of Wands. Reverse. The last card. Seven of Pentacles. Reverse. Now, This spread, as I've said, sorry, let me clarify that one. The spread is for the ones facing studies, career, or path confusion. See, you thought that you'd be further by now, or things might be a lot more clear, a lot more certain. But uncertainty where you are is not incompetence, it's transition. Now, here, this one hits the identity. Not failure, not collapse, just uncomfortable middle. And unpacking it goes like this. The Queen of Wands shows that you're not lacking talent. You're not lacking intelligence. The Queen of Wands is very capable, charismatic, creative. She knows how to take initiative. So this confusion is not because you are incapable. It's because you are powerful and unsure of where to direct this power. Now the Three of Wands reverse is the horizon filled with anxiety. You look ahead and the future doesn't feel clearly mapped. Reversed, this card says long-term vision feels foggy. At some point, you may even feel stalled or like opportunities haven't opened the way you expected. But this isn't a dead end. It's a pause before redirection. Now, the Seven of Pentacles reverse. Now, this is frustration with investment. You put time, study, effort, and now you're asking yourself, was it all worth it? Reverse, this card says impatient is creeping in. But not every investment show its return on your timeline. Sometimes you're building skills that will pay off later, just not the way you originally imagined. That hits and that hurts. See, uncertainty, as I've said, is not incompetence, it's transition. And you are not behind. You are recalibrating. Your power hasn't disappeared, it's just waiting for a clearer direction. If you feel in between degrees, roles, industries, identities, then yes, this may be for you. Confusion doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're growing out of what no longer fits you. Thank you, Alex. For the last one, this one might hit a sore spot. But let's see. Now, this is for the ones carrying a family-heavy decision. This choice doesn't just affect you. It affects people you love. Sometimes doing what's right for you feels like a betrayal to someone else. Now, if your decision feels emotionally complicated because family is involved, then this may be for you. Is everything in the right order, Alex? Thank you, Alex. The first card. Temperance. Damn. Second one. Six of Cups. And then the last, Seven of Cups reverse. Wow, okay. Now let's see. This one feels a tad bit targeted, if you ask me. But it offers a bit of clarity for the ones who really need it. Hello. Check. Hello. Am I still here? Hello? I feel like it stopped for a bit. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I thought I got lost there for a bit. This one is layered. Gentle, but heavy. This isn't about a rebellion. It's about maturity inside emotional history, and this is how it goes. Temperance itself is a card of balance and integration. You are trying not to disrupt harmony. You are not looking to burn bridges. You're looking to blend your needs with theirs. And temperance say you are capable of navigating this maturely. But balance does not mean self-erasure. It means integration, not sacrifice of identity. Now, Six of Cups is history involved. Childhood roles, family expectations, emotional loyalty. You may feel like the good one, the responsible one, or the one who doesn't rock the boat. This card says the emotional weight comes from memory, not just present circumstances. You are not just deciding for today, you are negotiating with your past. Now, Seven of Cups in reverse is clarity finally settling in. See, at first, this decision may have felt overwhelming and too many layers. Because it is. But in reverse, this card says you know what's real now. You know which option aligns with you. The confusion isn't about what to choose. It's about how others will react. Message is simple. Sometimes doing what is right for you feels like a betrayal to someone else. But choosing your growth is not an act of disloyalty. It's an act of adulthood. Temperance reminds you you can communicate with grace. You can move with compassion. You can honor history without being imprisoned by it. If your decision feels emotionally complicated because family is involved, if you're afraid of disappointing someone you love, then yes, this may be for you. You can be loving and still choose yourself. Damn, that's heavy. But thank you, Alex, for that wonderful read. Okay, for now, let's breathe. That last one rocked us heavily. But we have to say goodbye to Alex and thank Alex for the presents that was given for tonight. Thank you, Alex. Hello. Okay, sorry about that. We're going to take a short pause here once more. Let it let the room breathe for a bit. Now, if tonight's messages resonated, consider sharing the stream and following the channel. It helps more than you know. I do offer private readings as well. Now, if you're navigating through something personal, my DMs are always open. We'll be right back, and when we return, we step into After the Flames. Welcome back. Now, we've talked about decisions and crossroads tonight. Let's zoom it out. Sorry. Let's zoom out from personal choices to physical spaces. Have you ever walked into a place that felt Sorry, have you ever walked into a place and felt something shifts? Not fear, not imagination, just atmosphere. Now, tonight we investigate why certain places feels charged. Of course, we are not here to propagate horror stories, but we are here through psychology, environment, and cultural imprint. We are to discover what discernment can be. Here, we've set the cards down, and tonight, let's go about this one. Not dramatic, just wait. An atmosphere, a shift, a stillness that feels denser than air. Thank you for redeeming that sip of elixir. Thank you for that. Going back. See, tonight's question is simple. Why do certain places feel charged? As I've said, this is not a ghost story episode. This is not a debunking episode as well. This is merely an investigative episode. See, we will look at psychology and the environmental science as well. Some part of cultural imprinting and the frameworks of how people use to explain experiences. We're here not to sensationalize things. We're here to discern it even further. Imagine this. You are inside a hospital, a school, a church, abandoned houses, or a battlefield. In all of this location, there will always be a sensation of shifting perspective, shifting emotion. That, whoa, why does this feel heavy? Why does this feel a tad bit light? Why did this place feel empty? See, across culture, people report a similar sensation in similar places. I've figured out in there was a study back in 1974 headed by May Habrian and Russell about the environmental psychology. This research cites that the space itself has a certain mood and environmental stimuli affecting an emotional response to the person. Now, this study shows that there is what we call a spatial perception and the effect of it. Your brain is constantly scanning. We are evolutionary creatures wired for threat detection. If we enter a space associated with death, trauma, silence, even confinement, our nervous system reacts before logic engages. That particular thought process right there is what they call neuroception, coined by Stephen Porges, a polyvagal theory. It states that you, you yourself and your body can feel before your mind understands. Every single one of us have entered a abandoned house, a church, or even a hospital, and immediately say to ourselves, I feel off. Without even knowing if there was something gruesome that occurred there. It's just what I would say, yourself being primed. Now, it doesn't really just says about the location and how it's built or structured. Lighting itself completely takes the cake for this one. Dim lighting increases anxiety. Cold fluorescent lighting affects the mood. Why do you think in most movies that you see about horror movies and horror genre, you would rarely see a warm toned movie? It's always cold. There's that emotional distance that is being shown in the movie itself, and in especially in the location. Now, architecture wise, for all my architecture friends in the chat, high ceilings promote abstract thinking. This was by Mayor Levy and Zhu back in 2007. They coined that the higher the ceiling, it gives you more space to think. In addition to this, tighter corridors increase tension in perception, which makes sense. The longer the path, the higher it goes, or the higher the space above, you'd feel yourself as small as you can be. Now, there's also this thing called infrasound as well. Research by Vic Tandy in 1998, they suggested that low frequency sound around 19 hertz can cause unease and anxiety, and sometimes even visual disturbance in some environments. See, movies and series actually took advantage of that. And if you find an eerie movie, there's that unease that you feel that there's nothing even happening in the movie itself, but the sound that it's being produced, it just messes with you. See, infrasound doesn't create ghosts. However, it can create sensation that people interpret as presence. I already told you guys about priming, but the proper term for that is psychological priming. If someone tells you that this place is haunted, your perception shifts. Studies on expectation bias show that prior belief changes interpretation on ambiguous stimuli. Ergo confirmation bias by Nickerson in 1998. But again, expectation doesn't fake experiences, it shapes them. I'm not here to dunk on the thought that maybe most of what is known out there is because of priming, but most of them are. Now, here, in Filipino context, we grew up in a society that has somehow romanticized white lady stories. Those school urban legend about the CRs, heck, even at the point of provincial ancestral homes that houses witches. See, cultural narratives creates and shapes interpretative lenses. When many people carry the same story into a space, the space itself begins to feel consistent with the story. But again, with what I just said, that doesn't prove a spirit or disproves it. It only proves that there is a narrative cohesion to it. Because here, there are places that I've entered where something shifted immediately. The CCP complex. In previous episodes that I've said, we sang there for an event. And the feeling alone, the moment we got there, was incredibly different. It felt stuffy. It felt like the place itself was not empty. It was always full. Places that shouldn't be cold were cold. Places that should be hot weren't. It gives you the sensation that there is already an imbalance to the place itself. And of course, with what I experienced, that actually totally explained what happened there. Now, of course, later I learned about the history on the place, and I had to ask myself, what came first? Did I sense something, or did my brain connect a pattern that made it faster for my awareness to see things? See, there's two things here. There is a residual energy and a projected energy. Residual theory is basically energy replaying like a recording. An intelligent haunting kind of deal. It's an interaction based on interpretation. Now, this frameworks for meaning. Sorry, these are frameworks for meaning. They're not scientifically verified mechanisms, but it kind of builds that notion that it makes sense. There's a lot of stress that goes on inside a school. A hospital experience, a lot of death. And in the end of the day, churches hold something sanctified. So you ask yourself this now, why do these places feel charged? I could go on and on about to saying about neuroceptions, environmental factors, cultural expectations, even emotional associations. Or we can go even as far as architecture and suggestions. But in the end of the day, humans are meaning-making creatures. We interpret before we verify. So let me end it with this. Not every charged place is haunted. Not every sensation is supernatural. But not every experience should be mocked either.
We can investigate without ridiculing. We can remain curious without abandoning reason. Sometimes the mystery isn't the walls, it's in how beautifully complex the human mind can be. After the flames of assumption burns away, what remains should be clarity. What remains should be curiosity. And in the end of the day, what remains should be discernment. This has been After the Flames. Good night.